Hey y'all, it's Mojo Motion podcast. I'm KB.
I'm Shelby, and we're back.
We're literally back.
Officially for good. We're back with consistency.
Yeah, we needed to get it together, y'all.
We had to.
We're so sorry.
We've just really been reflecting, though. We've had to kind of gather ourselves, gather our personal life, our career life.
Sometimes that's necessary, though.
Yeah, we had to take a debriefing moment and take a break really quick. But I feel like we're back, and we're back for good.
Definitely.
But I don't know.
As said on our last episode, too, though.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I was just going to ask, like, how has your 20s been? Like, how has life been for you lately?
Girl, my 20s itself has been so roller coaster. That's the best way to say it. It's been such a roller coaster.
I just thought in my head, roller coaster. Yeah.
It's been such a roller coaster because I feel like you're constantly always trying to find yourself. When you feel like you found yourself, you really didn't.
You really didn't.
You meet a new person, they enter your life, they exit.
Yes.
It's temporary, it's not temporary. It's a lot. It's really a lot. We want to move to a new city, but then we want to stay. Then it's like, we have the podcast, but then it's like, do we want to expand?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of thoughts going through our head.
And then having to like keep those thoughts in your head because you have to remain patient and also remain going step by step.
Exactly.
Like I'll be like, I have all of these ideas, I have all of these plans in my head and I want to share them,
right,
but I can't always share them because we're doing something else right now.
Exactly.
And it's like having to put that on the back
because you got to
burner.
have tunnel vision sometimes on what you're doing, so you don't get too sporadic with things.
You can't have your hands in too many buckets,
right,
because then you just get overwhelmed.
I agree.
But you're approaching a new age and I just want to ask you like, how you feel about that, because y'all, my birthday kind of just passed.
So let's talk about that first. So how was your birthday? How was the coming of the new age for you?
So I didn't think that I was going to feel much different after I turned a new age, but I have been. I've been feeling like I want to be more intentional with my life. I've always been such an intentional person because, guys, I'm a Virgo, so I'm always business oriented, always a little too much. So, but just turning 22, I feel like it was a different perspective of that. Yeah. It was me being like, okay, let's work on credit. Right. Let's work on goals. Let's work on, you know, even your love life. Let's work on writing down 100%. What you're looking for. Like,
and even me having me in your ear about your love life. Because y'all, one thing about her, she's so hardworking career-wise, but she never wants to focus on her love life. Yeah. Never.
Ever. And so, I mean, but then I go to sleep at night and I'm like, Dan, I'm doing all this hard work during the day and nobody to
cuddle up with
at all, or nobody to call, phone be dry.
And y'all, the holidays are coming up.
Right. So it'd be nice to have like a little boo or something. But I want it to come when it's supposed to come.
I agree.
So, and I want it to be like my match. I don't want anybody else's man. Like, I want the man that's supposed to be with me.
For you, 100%.
But back to you though. So like, how has it been approaching a new age?
For me, it's just like you said, being more intentional about my life. Figuring out what I want to do next and what area I want to dip into fully next. And focus on. I feel like for us right now and for me, I've fully dived into the podcast with us and self-growth as well. Like we're doing our therapy and things like that said 100%. On the last episode. So what is really next for KB? Like what is next? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Is it moving to a new city? Is it going to be a career change? Is it going to be starting a new business? What is it going to be for me?
What's going to be that change to make you fulfilled?
Exactly.
I feel like that is what we're going to be looking for all of our 20s.
Right. I feel like in your 20s, it always constantly feels like something's missing.
Always. But you know what's crazy? I have felt like that since a kid.
Right.
Like I've always felt like something's missing and I don't know what's going to fill that void. And, you know, they say self-help, self-development. As much self-help and self-development I do, I don't know what it's going to take to fill the void of like something always feeling like it's missing.
And I feel like everyone can relate to that though. Yeah. Especially everyone in our 20s. Because I feel like even in your 30s, if you didn't do the work in your 20s, in your 30s, you're going to feel the wrath.
Yes. And I do agree with the statement, like your 30s is the new 20. But at the same time, you guys be dragging that comment a little too much, and I feel like you guys don't actually know the proper definition of that. Yeah. I feel like people still need to be doing work and still need to be elevating their life and having 100%. Some sort of vision in your 20s.
I do feel like if you don't put in that effort in your 20s, you're going to feel it in your 30s and you're not going to like it.
People think 30s is basically a do-over.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm trying to say. And okay,
That's cool, but at least have some progress somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like there's 30-year-olds definitely saying, like, you have time, son, you have time. And I'm just like, babe, like, allow that 20-year-old to have drive.
To find themselves,
allow that person
right.
to actually push and have goals. Like, stop telling people that they have time.
Yeah.
I want people to stop spreading that narrative. It is okay for us to want to be more
to
established
have a better life
30s.
in our 20s. Yeah, that's also another thing. You just said a great thing. It's more normalizing being hardworking, finding yourself early on, so you don't have to, our thing is we want to be rich before 30.
Exactly. Like, okay, I don't get that narrative. I need people to stop with this narrative of, you have time, baby, it's okay. 30s is the new 20.
And it could be anything, y'all. It could literally be anything you're passionate about. Just literally stay consistent in it.
Exactly. No matter what age, don't let anyone say you have time. If you want it today, get it today.
Yeah.
If you want it now, start now. Like, there's no need to, like, feel like, you have to walk on eggshells because someone's making you feel like you don't need to start your dream now.
And so, like, just diving in more into our love life, like, how has your understanding of love and relationships changed in your 20s?
I think that now that I'm in my 20s, relationships really are such a positive thing now.
Right.
They were always a positive thing, but I feel like, growing up, people don't take relationships as serious.
Of course not. So more so like the beginning of your 20s, how has it changed?
Yeah. It's changed because I now more look for different qualities than I used to look for.
Right.
I look for ambition, I look for drive, goal-oriented, how you look at the little things about me.
Right.
Like, where before it was like, oh, you're just cute and we have good chat. But
now and we're having a good time.
It's deeper than that. It's looking for like so many other qualities than. What about you?
For me, my understanding of love and just relationships in general has shifted drastically.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I feel like when I was younger, I went through certain experiences with men that were not always positive. And now, like, I don't always put men in a bad light anymore.
Yeah.
It was more things to work on in myself. And once I worked on those things within myself, I came to this conclusion where it's like, it's not always the man.
It's not.
It's the woman sometimes too. So once the woman does that work and comes back to reality, it's like, okay, I was able to connect with a lot of people.
Yeah, you've given yourself that reality check.
Yeah.
And I feel like once men and women start to do that, we can actually
100%.
mate properly. I've given myself that reality check as well, to be like, okay, there's probably stuff that, underlining that I probably didn't know bothered me and that I'm working on right now.
Of course.
And hopefully my man will walk into my life and, history after that.
Definitely.
But do you think a person can have it all, career and love?
Yes, but when is that time for you? It's pinpointing when is that time. Is it going to be in your 20s? Is it going to be in your 30s?
Yes.
When is it going to be? Is it going to be when you fully developed your career, or is it going to be at the start? Everyone's different. Yeah. Everyone has a different journey.
Right. And you know what? You're completely right in that, because everyone can handle the balance at different parts of their life. I know right now it would be kind of difficult for me to handle that balance, but if that right person came along, then that just goes to show that it's probably my time to start figuring out how to balance the two.
How to balance it.
But since I know it hasn't entered my life, I know I would struggle with balancing career and a partner, because I feel like
you're not fully there yet with your career, like establishing it.
And personally, like, I feel so strongly about having some sort of sense of self within my career.
Yeah.
Before being able to give my all to a partner, because I want to be able to be present. I want to be a good wife, a good mother.
Of course. And I think all us women want that.
We all want that.
We all want to be able to cater to our man, but also have our business on the side where it's like it's thriving. You're doing both.
Yes.
Effortlessly.
Yes.
But sometimes it's difficult.
It is difficult. But I know right now, like, I can get comfortable under my man, snuggle up under my man and be like, what was my dream again?
I don't think we'll ever do that, though. I don't think so, because I'm currently in a situation and it's not like that. If anything, we motivate each other more.
Yeah, and that's good. That's what you need. But sometimes it can get comfortable and complacent.
It can get like that,
Not
of
even
course.
right now. Later on, to where you're like, what's my dream again?
But then later on, it's like I may be further to where it won't even get like that.
Yeah, which is kind of the goal. Like, it's kind of nice that you've been caught at a time where, like, things are kind of rocking, slowly but surely.
Yeah, because I was going to say my perspective for me is like, for me, I've always been able to balance, like, you know, dealing with someone and kind of diving into what I want to do.
Yeah.
But more so, I think in the past versus now, I now grew as a person.
Right.
So it's just a better dynamic for me.
I agree.
And also just remembering you don't have to talk to that person 24/7.
Yeah.
If one day you're busier, it's okay.
Right. And I love that, because I am not a huge like phone person,
right?
Like when it comes to communicating with my person, but I do agree that it's healthy to like talk to that person at least 1 to 2 times a day,
100%,
checking in, communicating, but then also having
you don't want your partner to feel, you know, abandoned.
Yeah, like I agree. And when you have that connection with that person, you want to talk to them all the time, and that's the type of feeling I want to feel with my partner. I want to feel that magnetic energy where I always want to talk to them.
Yeah,
but then also making sure to set time aside for me to plan my dreams,
you know, and show up for yourself.
Yeah, pour into you, 100%.
So, like, when it comes to love, what are you most proud of overcoming from your past?
I'm glad of overcoming, like, a bit of abandonment issues. Like, I wouldn't say abandonment issues per se, but, like, you know, growing up, I told you that, like, my mom was pretty absent.
Right.
So, like, you know, that
Do you think you've overcame that, though?
I think so, but obviously
it won't be tested until later.
Because I haven't been in a relationship, I have to see, like, obviously.
I don't think I don't think so.
No?
Nah, not yet. Okay, you're gonna have to see, though.
Yeah, I have to see.
Don't let me steer you the wrong way.
But it's crazy because it shows up differently in everybody. Like, because I dealt with that, sometimes I always keep such a wall up with people.
Of course.
And that's why I be so distant. It's like the opposite. You know how some people with abandonment issues, it's clingy? Or
I think
they have a wall.
When you actually give that person a chance, though, like, even our friendship, me being in your life, like, that's how it was at first. You know, like, it was.
You think I had a wall up?
No. I'm saying after we got to that point of the comfortability of us knowing that we won't be going anywhere, we were definitely, like, inseparable in a way where it's like, you know, we leaned on each other, and that's okay. But it probably had something to do with underlying, you know, that just feeling adequate in the moment. That's just being honest, you know?
100%. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We got really close because of the hard times we were both going through. We leaned on each other so much in that time frame. Like, looking back at it, like the thing that happened with, you know, in high school. So, like, that was funny, but
most definitely.
We definitely leaned on each other a lot in that time frame. But it really built our friendships up so much. It built a lot of character in this friendship.
No, it
did. A lot of trust, and, like, that's kind of why
that's the foundation,
we have the friendship that we have.
Right.
Like, people wonder why we're so close. We went through a lot in our early stages of our friendship.
Did. And we were there for each other. We weren't the type of friends to just literally be like, oh, fuck her because she going through some shit.
Yes, like, hey, you went through a lot of stuff, and I was there for. I went through a lot of stuff that you were there for, and, like, it just helped us elevate from there. So, what qualities in a partner inspire you to grow and evolve?
Honestly, and this is a good topic for me right now, because the person that I'm currently dealing with, I feel the most motivated with.
Oh, wow.
Out of everybody that I've dealt with, it's having the person with the same drive as you. Or better. Like, his drive is 10 times better than mine. So it makes my drive all the way up here.
You need that, because
I do.
I'm really driven, and I bring that into our friendship, I feel like, as well. So I feel like you got to surround yourself with more people like that, because you can be, like, a little discouraged in certain situations.
I don't think discouraged is the right word. I think
just not as motivated.
I wouldn't say so. I think for me, I'm a water sign. So I'm more emotion based. So for me, it's the feels, it's the energy, it's all of those things. And for earth signs, because he's an earth sign, you're an earth sign, it's more for you guys logical, hard working based. Like, I'm soft.
That is probably the only thing why we sometimes get into a tiff.
Right.
Because I'm trying to push us, and you're probably you're on a different, like, your headspace is on something, you're on, like, emotions or feels, or, like, you know.
But don't get me wrong, I be on my shit, though. I be on my shit. But like, let's not get it twisted.
We're just being real, though. On, like,
So
but it's nice, though. That's why water signs and earth signs go well together. Because you're bringing in the emotions and the feels that clearly I'm like...
No, I think for me, though, when I do get that way, you guys don't like it because it's like, damn, where the emotions went.
No, yeah, we want...
That's the thing.
Yeah, no.
So sometimes with you, like, I'll be so, like, business, and you're like, damn, like, you know, it feels weird because I'm not always like that.
Yeah, I think because on you, it just shows so seriously.
It does.
Me, it's literally built in my personality.
Yeah. Now, when it's about business, it's about business with me.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
It's not no if, answer, but...
But it just, you know,
it shows well. Differently. Yeah,
and it just goes well together. So I can see why you and the person that you're dealing with work so well together, because I already know how driven earth signs are, especially Tauruses. So, you know, not to say the sign, but...
No, it's fine. You said it last episode, so it's cool.
Cats out the bag.
Yeah, at this point, y'all know I like me some Taurus.
Cats out the bag.
Some Tauruses, no cat. So, like, what's a part of womanhood that no one prepared you for?
Ooh. Wow. No one prepared me for... That's a good question.
It's a very good question.
I have to think on that one because I feel like no one can prepare you for a lot of things, but it's really having to think about really what is it. I feel like you're never prepared on really how to conceive, and that's why a lot of people are scared to have a baby.
Right. AKA me.
Literally, I feel like you never really know how to respond in certain situations, even in relationships.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to like the bedroom, like there's a lot of stuff. But
you know what comes to mind for me?
What?
Is the other sense of balancing everything as a woman when you have a man, when you have kids, just all that. Yeah. Like cooking for your man, making sure you're up to par with yourself.
Basically being superwoman.
Being superwoman. And it's done every day. Yeah. It's just no one can ever prepare you for that. It has to be either instilled in you or you just have to work on it each and every day.
Yeah.
Like I watched my mom do it for a long time, but at the end of the day, sometimes, some days it lacked in certain areas. Some days she can't, you know, pay too much attention to me because she's focused on her career, or some days she's focused more on her man, where my dad, and it's like, you know, she might be lacking in another area because it's hard. It's hard to spread yourself thin.
Yeah, I can say that is probably one of the biggest ones. They don't, like, I feel like it's not talked about how much women carry a lot of the weight of the world. Like, we have to cook, we have to clean, we have to have babies, we have to make our man happy, we have to please him.
And nowadays you got to have your own income, which we want to anyways. But back in the days, you got to remember, women were not set career-based wise. They were more nurturers. So that's all they were made to do.
Right. And but
now times changed.
And there's people still doing it. Like there's people still living that reality. But like me and you, we want a career.
A different reality.
You know what I'm saying? Like even if the man is providing everything or doing everything, whatever the case may be, I still want to have a hobby. I still want to have a life. I still want to have a career.
I won't feel adequate without my
Yeah, just career. Sitting in the house and no.
Yeah.
That is not it. In what ways have your relationships with other women shaped who you are today?
Honestly, and we spoke on this briefly before, I wasn't always around a lot of women. You know, I grew up with a lot of males in my life, cousins, brothers, father, things like that. I was with them mostly.
Right.
So now as I got older, being around a lot of women at my job and things like that. So, it has impacted me a lot because it's taught me how to be a woman, really.
Yeah.
Not that my mom didn't aid in that, but more so being around those women every single day molds you into seeing things differently, as far as like boundaries, how you need to stand on your boundaries, how you need to speak up for yourself all the time. And those are things I lacked at first.
Yeah, so definitely. I can tell that being around those women have helped you a lot.
Right.
Like, because even since you started that job to now, I'm like, you've definitely have done a 360 reinvention on yourself, but it's for the better, you know? And like, I really love that for you because like you said, you grew up with a lot of boys. So this kind of helped aid in your maturity level, even though you've always been mature, but being mature in the best way as a woman is different than just being mature.
Yes, because people don't like realize, like, being around all guys all the time, you know, it gives me free game on how guys think, but it also makes me act like a man sometimes. Like, it makes me act a little masculine in that 100%. Sense. So I had to balance it out. And how about you?
And I think for me, I kind of feel like I've always like basically right now I'm around all guys right now.
Right.
Because in my daily like job that I do, whatever.
Well, that's good for you because in your childhood you weren't.
Yeah, in my childhood, for me, I was like a girl's girl. Like
You
I was
were.
always around my friends. I was always with my girls. Like it was a girl's world, like growing up for me. And so I've kind of always taken the, you know, I don't want to say submit. Like I've always been pretty calm and like had that woman, I think, vibe already. So I needed to be around men because I wanted to kind of see their perspectives. Kind of what you had growing up, I have now.
Yeah.
So like we switched.
We definitely switched roles.
And it's been good for me because I kind of like seeing, like being around men more and seeing like how they think and how they view women. Like being around these men will really show you that they look at the littlest things.
They really do.
I was talking to a friend yesterday, a guy friend, and just him analyzing this woman he's talking to, I literally was like...
Guys do a lot of analyzation. They do.
Like, this is what you guys do? And you know, obviously I did not know that because I'm never just sitting around with guys
a group
talking.
of guys.
Yeah,
right.
like it's always just, it's never been like that for me. And so now that it's like that now, it really opens your mind to being like, wow, like you guys nitpick at anything.
Girl, don't let those men fool you. They're more traditional than we think.
That's what
they
I'm saying.
are more traditional than we think.
You caught on to what I was saying. Like the stuff that they're picking at, I'm like, wow, I didn't even expect that to be going on. But like you just said, they're more traditional. They don't want you to even be dressed a certain way, but they just won't let you know that.
Exactly.
And so being around those guys really show you, like, they don't want you to be dressed a certain way. They don't want you to
Even my man, he'd be like the hot tub episode. Yeah. He was like, you wearing a bathing suit in front of the people, in front of the team. I'm like, crazy. It's not that serious.
Literally, but it's also just like talking to that guy friend, I was like, you should not want to control what your girl wears. Like, let her be a woman, let her express herself. She's not doing anything. Like,
more so just also having that respect for yourself as well. I don't think it's more so to do with the man, but more how do you want to represent yourself when you go out. That's kind of how I receive it.
Yeah, but there's always those controlling guys that really bro. And
I agree.
And I don't like stuff like that because you should not control what a woman wants to wear. Like,
100%.
Let her wear what she want to wear.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not going to lie though, we might wrap this up pretty quickly. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up pretty quickly, guys. This was just like a little teaser for you guys. We just wanted to come and speak with you guys.
Yeah.
Just get into it a little.
This was a cool vibe. I really liked this setup. I think the conversation was a vibe.
No, I think so too.
So, yeah.
And if you guys want more, y'all drop a comment below. Subscribe. Mojo Motion out.